Russia claims to have sealed the jar, but did it really succeed? More witch hunts and rumors, more jostling and infighting as different groups and families in Moscow try to protect themselves from becoming collateral damage in Putin's endgame, appear to be in Moscow's near future. There's absolutely nothing here, so please do not linger. This appears to be the position taken by the Kremlin and its apologists in the wake of the 36-hour insurrection led by Yevgeny Prigozhin and his Wagner Group mercenaries. Politicians and bureaucrats who kept their heads down and did nothing as the surprise rebellion unfolded are now rallying behind President Vladimir Putin, heaping praise on him while downplaying Wagner's military contribution to the war against Ukraine. Russia's Duma chairman, Vyacheslav Volodin, recently made the statement that the Russian Revolution and the fall of the Soviet Union could have been avoided if leaders like Vladimir Putin had been in charge at the time. According to his Telegram message, Putin has come out even stronger. The head of the Duma's Defense Committee, Andrei Kartopolov, was quoted by the state-run TASS news agency as saying that Wagner's absence on the battlefield would have no negative effects. Neither the short-term nor the long-term pose any kind of danger for a reduction in the combat potential, he said. In a similar vein, Rossiya 1, a state-run TV network, has been playing down the paramilitary group's battlefield efficacy, calling the group's significance in the conflict a constructed myth. After being completely caught off guard by the armed rebellion led by a former prisoner-turned-caterer-turned-warlord, Putin's propaganda machine has found its footing and voice once again. And now that the immediate threat has apparently passed, Russia's modern czar has emerged once again. Putin has consistently followed this pattern, vanishing whenever major problems have arisen, be they man-made or natural disasters. For instance, he was mostly Mia as Moscow fought to contain the pandemic and St. Petersburg braced for an influx of new cases. He chose to spend his time alone at his Novo Ogaryovo mansion outside of Moscow. When the nuclear submarine Kursk sank in the Barents Sea in 2000, Putin was on vacation at his home in the Black Sea resort of Sochi. As a media storm erupted over the 118 deaths, he eventually met with their loved ones, but the meeting did not go well due to accusations of inaction on his part and military incompetence. Bereaved families in 2018 accused Putin of repeating his Kursk disappearing act after he was criticized for a slow response to a massive shopping mall fire in the Siberian city of Kemerovo, which left at least 64 dead, 41 of them children. And now that Prigozhin's rebellion has ended, Putin has reportedly made an appearance in Dagestan, where he met with a cheering crowd and posed for photos in what Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov called a astounding demonstration of support and happiness. In addition, he addressed 2,500 members of the military, security forces, and National Guard in a Kremlin square, praising them for putting down the uprising and saving Russia from anarchy. The implication is that Putin is in command, that the mutiny was resolved amicably through negotiations, and that he offered Prigozhin a way out by offering him exile in neighboring Belarus. When the uprising first began, there was widespread confusion. From the state broadcaster's stunned silence, they had received no instructions from the Kremlin, to the subsequent mixed messages, including the claim that the West must be behind it all, so the current level of coherence stands in stark contrast. Vozhny iStory, a Russian investigative website, reports that as Prigozhin approached Moscow, a number of high-profile individuals, including oligarchs Arkady Rotenberg and Vladimir Potanin and Minister of Industry and Trade Denis Manchurev, fled the city in private jets. According to his friends, Manchurev had been planning a trip to Turkey for quite some time. Further afield, governors in different regions were even less sure of what to do. About 24 hours later, Putin's first deputy chief of staff Sergei Kirienko issued an order instructing governors and regional leaders to register public support for the Russian leader. In fact, they did. Alexei Saidanov, the leader of Buryatia, issued a statement that was remarkably ambiguous. "You know, our people are worrying about their loved ones equally, whether they are listed in the armed forces, or Wagner. All of your successes and failures will be closely monitored," he assured them.